Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, Jamaica's jockeys leader Anthony Thomas, unstoppable in the Owen Silvera Memorial at Caymanas Park aboard the 3-to-1 bet Uncle Frank in Barbados, a four-timer for ex-champion jockey Rashid Hughes. And while the TNT owner Steve Samaru posts a flurry of wins in 3 different countries, Barbadian top jocks Rocco Boyne and Patrick Husbands score more stakes wins up north. First to Caymanas Park.
Sunday's race card highlighted by the Owen Silvera Memorial Cup. The heavy favourite, number 3, Marvelous Mava, aboard this 5-year-old grey mare, Melissa Ward, 17 career wins, and who in 2015 became only the 3rd Jamaican woman rider after Hazel Cowie and Georgina Surgeon to win in Caymanas Park horse racing. And an odds-on bet here for this 1-mile run. The field reduced to 5 starters after the 5-horse Hovercraft was a late scratch. The leading contenders, number 1, Radical, a 7-to-2 bet. His Wayne DaCosta stablemate, Uncle Frank, in the 2 box at 3-to-1. Number 3, Philip Fiana's Marvelous Mava, the 1-to-4 favourite. And Birdie My Love in post position 4, a 7-to-2 bet. Here's Brian Rickman's race call from the half mile. Marvelous Mava a close-up 4th.
Birdie My Love leading by just over a length. Uncle Frank in close proximity. Marvelous Mava now asked to quicken up on the outside and making gains going down into 2nd. Radical is further back and running in 3rd, and Supertronic's Best Forgotten as the leaders arrive at the 3. Birdie My Love trying to steal it, slips away by 2. Uncle Frank chasing just off the rail. Radical right against it on their tail end. That's Marvelous Mava. These 4 now come into the lane. Birdie My Love heads the field at the top of it, a 1/4 mile to run, and Uncle Frank now quickens on the outside. Uncle Frank takes the lead from Birdie My Love. Radical begins a run on the rail. Marvelous Mava under the stick, but not really closing as they run to the furlong pole. Radical is on the rail. Uncle Frank alongside, and it is Radical and Uncle Frank going at it. Marvelous Mava asked to fly on the outside, but up front, Uncle Frank finds himself in the lead once again and wins the Owen Silvera.
Leading jockey Anthony Thomas and trainer Wayne DaCosta combining for 3 wins on the card as Uncle Frank scores by a half length at 3-to-1 odds, clocking 1 minute 39.20 seconds for the mile. Topping Radical, no repeat stakes win for 3rd placed Ward aboard Marvelous Mava after they captured the Mark My Word trophy in late May.
To Barbados now, the Sailor and Khatisha Mohammed Memorial, the main event at the Garza Savannah on Saturday. An 11-furlong marathon, the 5-year-old Refire, the favourite. Let's see how he does here. Neil Gill on the exciting finish.
They come within the 1/4 pole, and it is Stolen and Refire. They have locked horns, and they come with just a furlong and a half to go. And it is Refire and Stolen. Here they come spinning out of the turn, and it is Refire on the inside. On the outside is Stolen. Refire and Stolen, they are neck and neck, stride for stride. Refire is holding on, strong out. It's Refire who's going to get home. Refire wins it.
Refire outstays his rivals under 2016 champion jockey Rashid Hughes and wins the 11-furlong trip by 2 lengths in 2:19.60 for trainer Richard Dean. Stolen, the runner-up in this year's Tanglewood Stakes, is 1 spot better than his 3rd place finish in this event last year.
Jockey Hughes would score 3 other wins on the Garza Savannah card, including the Bridgetown Market Handicap aboard the 4-year-old colt Rockley, owned by Trinidad and Tobago's Steve Samaru.
Finishing fast, 2nd from left on the inside in Samaru's checkered green silks, Rockley collars the front-running grey horse Release, but has to fight off the inside effort from Andele Julia with the strong rail run. Rockley wins the Bridgetown Market Handicap by a nose for trainer William Clark, clocking 106 for 5.5 furlongs and setting up a unique triple success for Rockley's TNT owner Steve Samaru.
And that's because in addition to a win at the start of the week at Gulfstream Park in Florida, Samaru, within an hour and a half of that Rockley victory at the Garza Savannah, was also posting the feature race win at TNT Santa Rosa Park in Arima.
They come past the 1/4 pole to the top of the stretch here now. Transpire maybe just in front of Valorous, but they're together. 300 to go. Valorous on the rail. Transpire on the outside. Magical Victory. And here comes Hurricane Harry. Hurricane Harry bowling down on the outside. Jumps in front. And he's going to give trainer Glenn Mendez career win number 700. Hurricane Harry.
Nick Chady on commentary. Hurricane Harry. Those green silks again for Samaru, and the milestone win for trainer Glenn Mendez. An upset 13-1 winner by a comfortable 3 lengths over Magical Victory, clocking 151.84 for 8 3/4 furlongs. The 2-1 favourite and 2017 Guinness winner Valorous finishing third.
These wins for Samaru in Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados coming just days after his victory on Sunday at Gulfstream Park in a maiden claiming event with a 5-2 favourite, Sensational Sam. Jamaican jockey Richard Mitchell aboard.
He would come off the final turn in third spot. Those green silks again as Mitchell rouses the Roan Colt for the winning run.
Sensational Sam coming at him and coming on. Mr. Stark all hard down toward the inside as Sensational Sam strides to the lead now. Sensational Sam and jockey Richard Mitchell for a riding double as he's edging clear to win it. Sensational Sam by a length and a quarter.
Mitchell, who had also won Gulfstream's first race aboard 6-1 bet Cowtown Jane, drives the 3-year-old to a good win here. Sensational Sam does it as a 5-2 favourite by a length and a half for trainer Mark Pasley and owner Steve's prolific Samaru's Racing Inc.
To the Woodbine Racetrack in Toronto now. The headline story of the weekend, the Canadian Horse of the Year, Pink Lloyd, already an unprecedented 11 straight stakes wins and a 1-9 favourite to win the Shepparton Stakes. But the brilliant Barbadian jockey Patrick Husbands did not read that script, coming from last to first aboard the 18-1 bet King Sport.
Boreal Spirit on the outside of Pink Lloyd, trying to really level here. Jack's Escarpment will be a danger, is running on, and they're well ahead of King Sport, 5 behind. Pink Lloyd niggled at here. Boreal Spirit the outside, Jack's Escarpment a danger, and Jack's Escarpment coming. Oh, Pink Lloyd's in trouble a little bit here. Pink Lloyd by a length, Jack's Escarpment. King Sport flying home. King Sport right through in the centre. There's an upset in the brewing, and King Sport's done it. King Sport by a length and a half.
Horse of the Year Pink Lloyd toppled Husbands Patient and Clinical for his 7th stakes win of the season, saving his horse behind speedest splits of 22-4 and 44-8, and comes charging through at the end for the win by a length and a half for ecstatic trainer Seda Tart.
Patrick really gave him good race. And you know something? We had a lot of good lucks, me and Patrick, honest to God. He won a lot of big races for us. When I ride Patrick, I'm very comfortable. My game plan was, they're always going to be speed up front and just give him one run.
Could you tell that Pink Lloyd was in trouble maybe halfway down the stretch?
Actually, they was going pretty quick down the backside, and I would just hope that my horses give me 110.
And finally, another Barbadian jockey making the headlines. Rocco the Jocko Bowen, sweeping a 5-timer at Emerald Downs in Auburn, USA, including the Seattle Slew Stakes.
The 8-5 favourite Sippin' Fire, Bowen scores aboard the 3-year-old by 2 3/4 lengths. A Colony leading 4 stakes win for the 29-year-old Barbadian. Sippin' Fire completing also a 2018 added money double for trainer Steve Bullock after their Coca-Cola Stakes victory last month. And with 4 other wins on the card, Bowen has a 22-win Jockeys lead mid-season and is on course for a 3rd straight Emerald Downs Jockeys title.
We've been at the track covering top stories and exciting races in the Sport of Kings. Check us out again next week.